Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel for a brand new video on F1 2020. I know it's been a while since my last F1 2020 video, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't been playing the game at all. I haven't played the game for a month, and that's purely because of the hype that has been surrounding WC9 and the amount of views, support and new subscribers I'm getting, and also the amount of enjoyment I've been having on that game. It's probably my favorite rally game at the moment, and I've just been enjoying it a lot for a month, and I'm having a lot of fun with gameplay and career mode videos. I don't know if any of you who are watching the F1 videos actually watch the WC9 videos, but if you do, thank you a lot. And based on some votes, on some polls that I did on my YouTube community tab, a lot of you want me to continue this series. Probably 86% of you want me to continue this series, and that's what I'm doing. We're back after a month, and my target for this series is to post once or twice weekly F1 2020 career mode videos. Of course, I've actually made a poll as well for online videos, and you actually didn't really want that to be a feature in the channel, which was a bit weird because I have a lot of fun while I'm driving online with my friends on F1 2020, and it was a great chance to actually do that. And probably you just didn't really want it, and you wanted career mode to be the main thing. But excuse me, while driving is gonna be bad, but these are pretty much the settings and all I have, and we're just going straight into practice one. And already crashed. So yeah, excuse my driving if it's really that bad, but I haven't played the game in a month, and it will take me a while to get used into it again. But we're probably gonna be back into it after that practice session. Obviously, a fairly easy track to come back. Austria, not a lot of corners, very fast circuit, easy braking zones. It's an easy track to really get back into the rhythm of the game and all that. But obviously, F1 2020 career mode, really enjoying this series. I know it's been quite weird that I've left it for a while and now it's back, but if you really want this series to be continued and to be really more than a twice a week thing on the channel, please support it. It depends on your support. Like, if I see that it gets a lot of views, like the same amount of views or just a little bit less than WC9, and you keep on commenting and keep on wanting this series, then I'm gonna deliver and give you more videos. But so far the practice program tests have been going just about fine, and we've been doing fairly well. But yeah, that's just pretty much all about it. I'm actually still enjoying the game. I really have fun. And I've already recorded the next race, which is Great Britain as well. So I'm enjoying the game. I still like open wheel racing. I'm not really only like rallying and GT racing and all that. I know I love F2, WC9 a lot. There's been a lot of videos on WC9. Like, we're already on the WC category, but you know, that doesn't mean that I forget F1 2020, because let's just be honest, I'm a racing channel. I want you to remember that this is not a rally, this is not an F1 channel, this is a racing channel, and I cover up a lot of the racing games. But this is pretty much a synopsis of my practice sessions. I've done practice 1 and practice 2, and everything was completed apart from fast sector 2, which was 10 points that we couldn't get. But now time for the interviews.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You spent a lot of time on the track during practice. Does the car have enough reliability to sustain that?
It actually does, and I could change a lot of parts because most of the times we're starting like from the back of the grid, so penalty is not that important at the moment.
Let's talk about another team. How do you feel they did today?
Fairly amazing, and I feel like the last update on the game really put them as the second fastest car.
Great, well that's everything.
So yeah, Racing Point is probably going to be a very fast team at the moment, but this is how many resource points we gained, and this could probably be Giuliano Alesi's last race, or you know, it's his time to prove his worth and convince me to sign him on another contract, which I highly doubt. But you know, he hasn't got a single point, so I might go into a more like financially fair driver, let's just say, probably with a less wage and all that. But for anyone wondering, my rivalry, for anyone who forgot, because yeah, 1 month before, we have no idea. I have no idea if any of you remember that. But these are the driver standings at the moment. We are currently the 4th fastest team in sort of the driver standings and the constructor standings, and we're the best of the rest at the moment. We are just behind the top 3 teams, which is quite amazing. But unfortunately, even though I thought I had very good pace around Austria, even for the qualifying session, the qualifying day was a rainy one, and that meant it was time for intermediates. And I have to be honest with you, I'm just not the best around these conditions. I know I've had a few good runs, and also back in Canada when we got our first victory in the season, fighting up against Charles Leclerc in Canada. With the rainy conditions, you know, the mixed sort of strategy, we took advantage of the strategy, led the race and defended under wet conditions. But it was a whole different thing. We were actually leading already, and it became rainy like the final 10 or 8 laps or something like that. But in terms of qualifying, I have no idea if I'm actually good, but this doesn't really show off that I'm actually that good, and that's going to be an 8/10 improvement. Going to be putting us right ahead of Latifi, but behind my teammate Giuliano Alesi and Antonio Giovinazzi. And as I've actually had a fairly good first sector, slight improvement there. As the exit there, trying to get a good exit, but going to lose the back end there. And again, and that's not going to help us get a good possible time. And the bad thing is that later on, it actually rained even more, and it was time for wets, which meant that there was no way that we could have improved our lap, and completely lose the back end yet again. And that's just about going to be the end of this qualifying session. Not a good one, as George Russell actually outqualifies my teammate, so that's not very good for him. Outqualifies my teammate and is actually through to Q2. So Giuliano Alesi couldn't take advantage of the better car that he has than the Williams, and couldn't go through to Q2.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. Your teammate beat you today. Was it a setup issue or something else?
I mean, I just couldn't get used to the weather conditions, in all honesty. So he drove much better, and yeah, that's just all about that.
You won't be starting at the front of the pack. Are you worried?
We don't really start at the front of the pack most of the times, and I feel like we've been used to Q2 performances throughout the season, and this time it wasn't a one, but it was rainy conditions, so not going to affect me a lot.
You scraped the walls a few times. Were you struggling for grip?
Yeah, plenty of struggle for grip, but it was down to the rain. The car actually feels fine around Austria, so
appreciate your time.
That's pretty much all about it. Thank God we're actually going to have a dry race, starting ahead of Kevin Magnussen and Kimi Räikkönen. Dry race, first race after 1 month out away from this game. So wish me luck, and hopefully we can get a good result here in Austria on our return.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship, except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of Turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we kick off by discussing Max Verstappen? Looks like they've got a tough race in store today, as grid penalties from changing power unit components has forced them further down the field.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
It's actually quite unfortunate for Ferrari, because they've been fighting for the title so far in this season. Like, Vettel is equal with Hamilton, and Leclerc is literally 4 points behind. But now with our recent update, probably the performance is going to drop a lot, and probably Racing Point will be the ones to sort of fight with Mercedes or something like that. But obviously, we have a one-stop strategy in store for this race. Going to be starting on the softs. Trying to get a good stint with those soft tyres, as I get a lot of wheel spin off the start, and that's probably going to affect a little bit the car. But starting from 19th, ahead of Latifi, Magnussen and Räikkönen. Ahead of me is actually Giovinazzi and Alesi, the first 2 cars that I really want to overtake, because I know I have a better pace than them. But it's also George Russell, who I have no idea where he qualified. He probably had a very good qualifying session, but either way, time for the start of this race. 5 red lights. And it is lights out, and away we go for the Austrian Grand Prix. We get off to a very good start, as Giovinazzi doesn't get off to a good one. And we're now side by side with my teammate Giuliano Alesi into turn number 1. Can we go around the outside of Daniel Kvyat and probably even Lance Stroll with a bit of a good run into this now? Back straight now. We got away from turn number 1. Kvyat is trying to get advantage of a better exit into turn number 1. He goes around the outside, but into the braking zone now, up the inside of Stroll, and there's George Russell up into 14th position. Very good qualifying position probably by the British man in the Williams. Slight wheel spin there. Not going to be able to get a good run on Russell to try and overtake him, and Stroll now is looking to get back into 15th position straight away after he lost the position. Not going to be able to do that so far, just about yet. He probably has a better car, and he will be probably someone that will try and overtake us as soon as possible. But on to lap number 2, we get a good run on George Russell, who's losing a bit of ground on Max Verstappen and the train of the midfield, which is Verstappen, Perez, Gasly. You know, Haas is actually up there, surprisingly, into the top 10 probably, as Russell is now trying to defend from Lance Stroll after we just overtook him up into 40th position, gained 5 positions in just about 2 laps. But as you can see there on the tyre where the rear tyres have 10% tyre wear, that's purely down to the formation lap mistake that I've made, and actually worn out my rear tyres quite a lot, which is going to cost us very massive mistake. And as you can see, Max Verstappen is actually stuck behind Romain Grosjean, who is the Haas, which was in the top 10, but is now getting overtaken by plenty of cars. Verstappen goes up the inside into the penultimate corner. Nice and aggressive move by Max there in the Red Bull, who's up into 12th position. He had a grid penalty there, and that's why he started so down the pecking order. But now up the inside of Romain Grosjean is going to be an easy move for us. We have a faster car than the Haas around here. Very nice move. The Lotus feels great, and it's so nice to see that my car, literally my car, feels great and is starting to improve nice and slowly. As Grosjean is actually out of the race, probably a mechanical failure there. Unfortunately for Romain, he was actually having a very, very good race, and Lance Stroll is into the pit stops. Lance Stroll is into the pit stops, and should we have gone into the pit stops? I have no idea. I've literally got no idea at the moment, because I'm probably going to stay out, because in order to complete the one stop, we'll probably have to go on a set of mediums on lap number 15 or 16, somewhere around there. But Bottas and Stroll have both pitted, and it's actually soft tires for probably both of them. So I have no idea what the strategy is going to be like, but safety car is going to be in on lap number 10. We've got to do 5 or 6 extra laps on that set of tires, which don't feel very good, to be honest with you. And then we're going to be moving on to a set of mediums to go to the end of the race. On to the restart now. Bottas is probably going to attack us straight away. He's on the fresh set of soft tires. There's literally no reason to hold him up, in all honesty. Much faster car, much better softer tires as we get a bit of wheel spin now into turn number 1. The tires are still fairly cold, and Raikkonen, he's going to try and have a good run on us. Stroll is also behind him, who has also pitted. So these cars, Bottas and Stroll, have lost absolutely no time into the pit stop. So probably their strategy could really work out wonders for them. So had we gone into a set of soft as well at the same time as Stroll, probably the whole race would have been different. But I have no idea what else could have happened there. Stroll is now going to attack us. He's probably going to overtake us fairly easily as well. Fresh starts for him. All the midfield has pitted as I'm trying to defend from Stroll at the same time. And we're up into third position. Get the switchback move on Lance Stroll straight away, as it's lap number 12 at the moment. We're still in second position, but probably Bottas and Stroll, who have now, they just didn't lose time on traffic. So that was the better strategy choice. Had we done that, we probably would have been very in for a podium finish, but unfortunately we didn't do that, and now Stroll could well and truly complete a move on us. There's no way I'm going to be able to stay ahead of Stroll later on the brakes. He's got fresher tires, he's on a better car, and probably Bottas and Stroll will be the favorites, not to just to win, but to Bottas will probably win, and Stroll will most likely be on second position. But what a great strategy from both Bottas and Stroll. Hopefully, I wish we could have done that strategy, but at the same time, pace was not that bad for us as well. With only 2 more laps to go till the pit window is open. Defending from Kvyat, we have the ability to defend from Kvyat due to the better Renault engine, but Kvyat now gets a better run and is going to try and go around the outside of me. Not going to be able to stay on that outside line with a lot of speed and complete the move. Not possible for him. But lap number 40 for anyone wondering, and Kvyat is actually going to be trying to re-overtake me. and go back for the move up the inside of the penultimate corner. Can he stay ahead? He is ahead at the moment. Daniel Gviat has completed the move. Any chance we can really get back into him now, into the back straight with a better run. ERS is on, DRS is also on, rich fuel mix, and we're going to be going back up ahead of Daniel Gviat, locking up our front right tyre there, completing the move. As we said, a purple first sector. That's going to be me losing the back end yet again. We don't really have the best of traction out of the exit of the corners for some weird reason. Probably I'm a bit too eager to go down into the road. He locks up his front right tire down with Gviat, but he can still probably stay very close to him. He's going to try and go around the outside yet again. That's an amazing fight now between me and Daniel Gviat, as I'm probably going to be joining the pit stops not on this lap but on the next one, because I saw Gviat didn't pit, so I was like, okay, we'll probably just do one more lap, as I can see also my teammate on the minimap. So good strategy for me. Probably best strategy was for Stroll and Bottas, as we jump into the pit stops on lap number 16. I did one extra lap so that these new medium tires can take me till the end of the race fairly comfortably. But I'm still very jealous of this strategy. Had the safety car came out a little bit earlier, I probably would have pitted and go on the sort of softs, have a very fast stint, and then go on the sort of mediums to end the race. But we probably would have a secured podium there had we done that strategy. But let's just forget about that. Still, the strategy, hopefully it is going to work. And the positive thing is that we seem to have not lost any time whatsoever in comparison to the rest of the field, as Charles Leclerc now is going to try and overtake me up the inside. Not going to slow you down, Charles. I know you're faster. And the fact is that all these cars that you see in front of me, Verstappen, Leclerc, you know, all those cars are actually on a set of softs, and they're going to be pitting yet again. So I'm not going to be pitting again. This is a one-stop strategy. So as you can see there, Leclerc is into the pit stops, and that's where the one-stop will probably come into effect for us. And yes, it is. Look at how many cars are pitting. Even my teammate has now pitted, and he's ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez are the Mercedes and the Racing Point on the minimap, but this strategy is working wonders at the moment for us, as Ocon, Norris, and probably Albon are right in front of me and are yet to make a pit stop. So with 15 laps to go, we could well and truly be in for a fight for a podium with Kvyat, Giovinazzi, Magnussen and my teammate holding up the faster cars by literally Hamilton and Perez are the ones that need to get rid of that traffic and fight for me for that podium position. But you're going to see very soon on the next lap that Norris, Ocon and Albon are going to be pitting. And as you can see there, Albon, Norris and Ocon, as I've already said, are going to be pitting on lap number 22. As I said, my personal fastest lap. These tires actually feel very good, and we have a fairly comfortable gap from Kvyat and Giovinazzi, more than 1 second, so they don't have the DRS, and I'm still like controlling my tires, not wearing them out too much. And as you can see on the minimap, Hamilton has made a move on my teammate. He wasn't able to slow him down that much whatsoever, and Hamilton is going to be attacking Kvyat, who has just been overtaken by Antonio Giovinazzi. Very good job from Antonio once again, having a very good race. So he's really improving quite a lot so far in this season. But so far, with only 11 laps to go, this seems like a very good opportunity for us to get a second podium in this season. The first one was a win. This time it's going to be a third position. So, you know, I'm just going to give it my everything. Pace is actually fairly good. I have no issues with the tire wear. So yeah, just drive, complete those laps and try and fight for that podium. But as you can see on the top left-hand corner, as the gap has opened up to 2.2 seconds, you know, Hamilton and Perez have lost some time trying to overtake the midfield, the slower cars by the name of Giovinazzi, Kvyat, and also Ocon and Norris will probably overtake them after those two. But the gap is up to 2.5, and Perez now is fighting it out with Lewis Hamilton with only 9 laps to go. If these two actually fight it out, we could well and truly have this is going to be a great opportunity for me to open up the gap even more if those two lose time fighting each other out. But yeah, 9 laps to go, third position. This is actually looking very good for us. But lap number 29, as you can see, as we're entering lap 30 now, with 6 laps to go, Hamilton is now on striking distance from me, 5 tenths behind me. So gotta use all of the RS we got, all of the fuel we got, And yeah, this is going to be an epic fight till the end of the race with 6 laps to go. Can Hamilton actually go for a move now around the outside? He's going to try and go. That's what Kvia tried to do. But obviously Hamilton has a better car. He's probably going to get even better runs than Daniel could. And he couldn't actually complete the move there. But obviously the top 2 remains unchanged with Stroll second and Bottas first. Hamilton goes around the outside into the penultimate corner. Not going to be able to complete the move. That's a very tough move to go on and try, but on the start finish straight, if we use the RS, we're probably not going to be under danger from Lewis Hamilton, and that's the case pretty much. If you have the ERS and the Reach fuel mix on, you're probably not going to get attacked from the cars behind. So it just depends on how we can actually try and conserve the ERS management and try and have it till the end of the race. Onto the back straight now. Perez couldn't actually attack Hamilton, which is quite unfortunate, because if these two fight it out, then I could really just gain some time. But Hamilton goes around the outside. That's a very hard move to complete it yet again. I'm going to try and push him as wide as possible, and he's probably going to try and get yet again the move on the outside line through there. He's on the outside this time around, and he's going to hold it around the outside. He's still on the outside, leaving him the space that he deserves. He's still on the outside and side by side with Lewis Hamilton. This is absolutely insane now, with Perez also right behind. I gotta choose the outside line into the penultimate corner. The RS is pretty much gone, and we're still gonna be around the outside of Lewis Hamilton, regaining that 3rd position there. This is a fight for the podium. That's why we're giving it absolutely everything that we got, with 80% of the RS remaining. This is not looking good for me, because I have no weapons to pretty much defend Hamilton if the RS is not going to be there for me. But I'm not going to be using the RS on this straight, trying to conserve it as much as I can. Hamilton goes around the outside. I'm still going to be on the inside, looking at my front right tyre, and we're still going to be ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Absolutely insane fight. We also got the DRS, so there's no reason to use the RS. We can actually defend with the use of the DRS and a little bit of fuel there, with 3 laps remaining now, 2 laps remaining as we come across the line to enter lap 34. Perez now has overtaken Hamilton and is trying to overtake as well me. Could Perez get a double podium for the Racing Point team? As Stroll is second, and Perez could actually fight it off with me now to get that 3rd position. He's now yet again close to me. 2 laps remaining. Perez goes around the outside as Hamilton is looking right behind Perez, trying to overtake him again, probably into now the back straight. We defend very nicely from Perez, and Perez is now going to be a threat for me, and Hamilton is going to be a threat for Perez, as Hamilton will try and probably overtake Perez with only 2 laps remaining. You know, Perez is probably less of a threat than Hamilton, so hopefully he can still be ahead, and he's going to be the one to attack me into the final laps. And now penultimate lap, Perez yet again around the outside. Any chance he can complete the move? Not really a big chance, as Hamilton is yet again behind Perez. So let's see, can Hamilton overtake Perez and probably be the one that is going to try and attack me into the final lap? I'm not under attack on this lap. Slight lock up on the front right there. Got a good exit, but Perez actually gets a phenomenal exit. That's going to give him the outside line. He's going to try and complete the move. We're still side by side with Sergio Perez, and I'm going to push him very wide. That was a very unfair move by me, but it is what it is now. With only 2 laps to go, I'm just going to give it my absolutely everything. Hamilton gets a very good run. He's on the inside line. I couldn't block him on the inside, and that's going to be a move completed by Lewis Hamilton. That's the first time he's going to be actually ahead for more than 2 corners, ahead of me on 3rd position. Can we re-overtake Hamilton now? Final lap of the race. This is a fight for the podium now. Not going to be able to do it on the start finish straight, trying to get a good exit through there a little bit early on the turn. That's going to cost me some thousandths of a second, which are very important now. Can we go for the move on Hamilton? Any chances? Not really a lot of room. I'm going to try and go for the dive move. That's a very silly move by me. Going to be breaking my front wing there. And oh god, I'm going to be losing the back end yet again on the exit, and that's going to give Perez a very good run, and he's actually going to be completing the move as well. I have the ERS, not only of the ERS remaining. Bottas has won the race, but all of a sudden, in only 1 lap, we're going to be losing the podium and absolutely everything. Hamilton and Bottas and Perez have both overtaken us, and unfortunately, coming across the line, it's going to be just about 5th position.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
This is a good result as well, but it's so disappointing to miss out on the podium now. We're getting the driver of the day. Very good race from 19th up into 5th, but it could have really been a podium.
Yet another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
You know, it's a good result, but I would have loved to see my character up there on the podium in third position, and it's actually going to be Hamilton who got the podium. Was Perez actually going to be the one to attack me on the final lap? And had I not pushed him that wide, it probably could have been a podium. But it was also a silly move by me there to go up the inside of Hamilton. He broke later than me, and I still went for the dive, and for some weird reason, it was just a nonsense move pretty much by me. But, you know, at the end of the day, that was a good race. And, you know, from 90th to 5th, we got the driver of the day as well. But it could have well and truly been a podium. It was very close, and we just got to take our chances. I feel like it should have been a podium. Like, you need to take advantage of all those situations. But at the end of the day, for my teammate Giuliano Alesi, not a very good race. He actually finished ahead of both Williams. George Russell didn't have a good race. Ahead of Raikkonen and ahead of Haas, so from Grosjean, who couldn't actually finish the race.
Work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. You were cutting your way through the field during the race.
Yeah, I had a good race. Good strategy paid off with a one stop. Could have been a podium, but it just really wasn't. Not that good for Giuliano, by the way.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Yeah, on dry conditions, the car felt amazing around this track. Like, I knew that I had a good race pace, so trying to make the most of it.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate it as well. But what I was going to say about Giuliano, it was his last chance to prove himself. He has a 2.5 million contract, and it's probably not going to help him out in the situation with the team. As you can see, equal on the rivalry with Alexander Albon, but still losing out with 8 to 10 points. So probably going to losing out that rivalry. There's no way I can beat a Red Bull driver on this car, at least for the time being. But hopefully we can beat our next rivalry, which is going to be a downgrade from Albon, because Albon is just a little bit too tough. But as you can see, overall now the team is going to have 4.25 million, and Giuliano Alesi wants...
Margins are looking good right now. I think we've got room for some more investment.
Okay, man, this is not the time for some investment, because we got to sign either Alesi for 2.5 million, or we can actually find another GP2 driver, Formula 2 driver. And my mind was going for Nick de Vries, which I didn't pick at first because Alesi had a bit more pace. But at this point, Alesi hasn't proven his worth, and pretty much you negotiate with the driver.
You can make an offer to your driver. The more you offer, the greater the chance of them agreeing to it. But be careful not to insult drivers, though. If you do, they might refuse to deal with you anymore in this negotiation period.
So pretty much you negotiate with the driver to sign him into the team. He has some demands, and you make an offer based on those demands. So 2 million is going to be medium risk, and it's probably going to be the one that I'm going to be going with, because we pretty much offer all the demands that he wants. We can offer him 2 million, and we've also got a very good team acclaim, and he's actually gonna sign for us till the end of the season. Nick de Vries is gonna be the driver for Lotus, and he's actually got 69 rating. That's just a little bit better than Latifi, which is very important. You know, we're getting a better driver, getting an upgrade from Giuliano Alesi, and you know, I'm not going to say that he's going to be the one to bring the points in. Obviously, it's going to be me who has brought so far around, let's just see, 83 points at the moment. So 83 points overall, and we're still the 4th best team. So best of the rest as the team, best of the rest as a driver. 83 points, 7th position in driver standings, 4th position in the constructor standings. Absolutely insane, as Ferrari is at the moment first in the constructor standings, but didn't actually get any points in Austria. So the update has really brought down the performance of the Ferrari's car, and it's just about time that we're going to see them dropping down the standings sooner or later. But that was it for today, guys. If you enjoyed, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and when you subscribe, turn on notifications by ringing that bell. And yeah, follow me on Twitter, and as well as join my Discord server, because we can have a discussion. You can so your ideas that you want me to post new games to post or new series to do on the channel. But yeah, if you want to do any of that, join my Discord server. And until next video, guys, which is probably going to be WC9, I'll catch you later. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the big moment we've all been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, place your turntable in front of your guests.
Set the volume control in your stereo system at the preferred listening level.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Beat rock, beat rock.